What's going on YouTube? Champion Productions coming back at you with another video. Welcome to the very first installment of Transformers Tuesdays, which is just Tuesday out of the week where I sit down and review a random Transformers figure. Could be new, could be old, I don't really care. I'm going to try to do this little thing experimentally, so just bear with me here, but every so often when I do these reviews, it's going to be, I post a review, then the following day, I'll post a poll for the next week's review, and I'll have like 4 different figures that y'all can pick from, and y'all can kind of choose the next review. So, form of interactive content, if you will, but I needed a figure to kickstart the kind of series here. And what better figure than to kickstart it with Human Alliance Jazz? Now, Human Alliance Jazz was one of those figures for me. This bad boy right here, I wanted so bad whenever I was a kid, and I could never find him anywhere. I never could. And then whenever I started finding him, it was aftermarket prices, and of course, you know, getting a mint inbox Human Alliance Jazz figure at the time was just astronomical. I mean, you weren't finding this thing for anything under $150, $200, and even now, the prices on this thing have still gone up. You're still looking at $200, $300 for an inbox version of this, depending on where you look around at. I mean, I've seen some on eBay go for like $50 and then another $50 for shipping, so I mean, you're still paying a lot of money for this, but I managed to snag this guy loose out of the box and everything, which I didn't really care whether or not he was in the box. I just wanted the figure. And so, yeah, I got this guy used on eBay. He was like 40 or 50 bucks, wasn't too bad. And I mean, this is a solid figure, man. I gotta say, they don't make Transformers like they used to. I believe Human Alliance came out in 2011. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it did, because that's when Dark of the Moon came out, and that's when Soundwave picked up his Mercedes car mode, so, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 2011. Anyway, taking a look at Jazz here in car mode, we can see this is a Pontiac Solstice with a hardtop, which this car realistically does not actually exist, because the Pontiac Solstice was only produced with a soft top. I believe it was a convertible. I could be wrong. I'm not a huge car guru, so don't quote me on that. But I know for a fact this car right here was specially manufactured for the 2007 Transformers movie, and that's what we have represented right here. And this is honestly a really, really nice car. All the silver paint and everything on this thing looks fantastic. Love the blue windshields. One of the big gimmicks of Human Alliance was that the car doors did actually open, and if we look here, we can see you can actually look inside there. Try to get that the best that I can, is that it actually has like an internal seat and everything, and both the car doors do open, so you can have both car doors open, which is just crazy to me. And you know, they both have, you have like a dashboard on this side of the car here as well, and you can see, you know, really just a really cool concept. And this figure would actually go on to inspire the Deluxe Class Studio Series version that came out like, gosh, how long ago was it now? Was it like 3 or 4 years ago? I think it was longer than that, but I mean, it would go in a lot of the engineering that went into this would go and inspire that newer figure at a deluxe class scale. This, however, this is just really nice. I love all the details on the car mode. I don't know how well y'all can see that. There we go. You can see I love the clear headlights. I think that looks absolutely remarkable, and I do like these little lights down here as well being picked out with clear plastic. And then you got the black for the grille and whatnot. You got the little Pontiac symbol right there. Couldn't think of the word for a second. I like the silver trim on the wheels. That looks nice. And the wheels are pinned on, so this guy rolls like an absolute dream. Now, this figure is missing his accessories. It came with a little human figure that you could actually sit inside the car and have him drive right here. He did not come with that, and he did come with like a motorcycle that turned into his blaster from the film. So I do not have either of those accessories. Literally, I didn't care about that. I just wanted the main figure here. So it's kind of what you're going to see in this review, but you know, we can see all the rest of the details are picked out really nicely. I mean, it is, as you see, it's a very pedestrian-esque car, nothing too stand out, nothing too abstract about it. I mean, it is literally just a Pontiac Solstice, and I mean, kibble management as well is actually really, really well done. There's not a whole lot of kibble on the underside of the car mode. I just want those to be symmetrical. There we go. But not a whole lot of kibble going on. Car mode looks absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure if I'll cut the audio and speed the transformation up, or if I'm just going to keep it as is. I'm not going to walk you through the entirety of the transformation step by step and show you every little detail. I'm just going to kind of play it by ear, you know, just kind of transform it on camera. I don't really want these reviews to be like serious reviews. I want them just to be like overlooks of the figure and stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong, I want to review the figure and kind of go over it, but I don't want it to be, you know, just very serious and straight-laced and everything else. Kind of just want to have some fun here. That's the whole point. Have a little bit of fun in life. And apparently I don't know what I'm doing. I know this has got to separate. There we go. There she goes. Okay, we're good. And then that folds up. There we go. Okay. Never be like me. Always sit down and be sure to read the instructions on your Transformer so you don't break anything. Now, like I said, I got this thing used. There are some tabs on it. There are like 1 or 2 that are snapped. I know the peg on this side is missing from the right counterpart, but, you know, it's... what can you do? It was used. I was just happy to find one that was not absurdly priced. Because even getting it with all the accessories and everything, and it's not bad, but even getting it with all the accessories is going to run you a pretty penny, but... anyhow, take that, fold all that together, and then... oh, move the camera up a little bit so you can see what's going on here. This is always my favorite part right here. The chest, the way the chest transforms is hands down my favorite part about this whole thing. So, and I love this right here, this section. I love that. I think that is genius transformation engineering. Hang on, I gotta get the arms out of the way here so I can do that. Do that again. Love that. Yeah, then we spin the arms around here. Probably do that after everything else is said and done, but, you know, fold out the abs, and then click that into place, straighten out the legs, kind of make sure all that's condensed and whatnot. I think I've got everything done. And then, this is another one of my favorite parts right here. You fold out these little pieces, kind of just go ahead and get them out of the way, and then you take the chest here, open it up, rotate this whole assembly around, and then angle these pieces in. Genius. Genius, genius, genius. I love the engineering there. But just the little details that make me happy, like, it just makes it look so much more film accurate. And again, this is not a recent figure. I mean, this came out in 2011, so I mean, it's not old or anything, but it's definitely not a newer figure, but like, it smokes the engineering we have nowadays. And the robot mode we're left with looks absolutely fantastic. And I'm telling you, this character had so much potential in the film had they not decided to kill him off back in 2007. But, you know, in true Michael Bay fashion, you know, he died and was ripped in half and everything else. But hey, we got this awesome guy out of it. So, I mean, robot mode looks amazing. This is probably, as far as mainline Jazzes go, aside from the Masterpiece version, this is probably the most accurate Jazz we have from the old 07 movie here. But yeah, taking a look at the robot mode here, we can see all the cool details. You got all the paint here on the legs and whatnot. I love how the legs transform, how you actually keep the wheels on the back of the feet and whatnot, and you actually take the seats or the bottom of the car and kind of make it become the shin and everything. Just really smart engineering. It was just a different generation. You got a little Autobot insignia on the lower torso there. Kind of see another cool detail. So in the movie, in the 2007 movie, the headlights kind of flipped around somehow and became the front parts of his forearm. Obviously, with the engineering they have going on here, they couldn't do that, but they did give the molded-in detail to make it look like the headlight there on the forearm, which is just really, really nice attention to detail. Something they didn't have to do, but they were like, we're going to do it anyway. Chest obviously looks really, really cool, really, really neat. Love how that transforms. The head sculpt's really cool. So the head has one of my favorite features about this figure. So obviously very accurate. You have the visor and everything, the silver paint. And mind you, kind of talking about the paint real quick, Hasbro, what is it like? Why did you stop painting your figures? Hang on. I have an example. Give me a second. Okay. Not the best example I could find. but it is an example. This is a Rise of the Beasts Voyager class Optimus Prime here, and you can see a lot of gray plastic. It doesn't look bad, but there could have been some gunmetal in there. There could have been some silver. I mean, they put some silver on the face here, which looks nice. They put some on the windshield, kind of visors up here at top. They put some on the rear view mirrors, but where's the rest of the paint? There's no other paint on this. And this is like a $30 figure, $25, $30 figure. This came with a bunch of different accessories and is painted beautifully. What happened? What happened, Hasbro? Get it together. But anyway, kind of going back to what I was saying about the face sculpt and everything, extremely accurate, looks great, but then you have this little switch here on the back, right? And you flip that switch, and it pulls up his visor, and you can see his actual face. I'm trying to make sure my camera is focused there. You can see his actual face, and his eyes and everything else, which is just awesome in my opinion. That's a great detail that they, again, did not have to include, but they're like, you know what, we can, so we are. And they did, and I'm very thankful for that. The articulation on this guy's pretty good too. It's not flawless, but it holds up with modern day figures, at least in my opinion. Again, it's just my opinion. Head's got a swivel on it, so that's pretty cool. Can rotate full 360, and then it doesn't really have an upward joint, but this whole platform kind of just shrinks in, so I mean, he can kind of look up if you want to cheat that joint. You have multiple rotation joints in the arms, outward movement. The arm here is crazy articulated. You got a swivel here, you get in and outward movement here, elbow joint, plenty of movement there to kind of help pull off some cool poses. The claws here have their own joints and stuff. You can rotate and move them around. Legs, forward, backward movement, side movement. You get like a couple different joints here at the knee. You get this kind of inward joint, which I'm assuming is supposed to be like an ankle tilt, because there's no reason to have it in the transformation, so I'm assuming it's kind of meant to be like an ankle tilt of sort. And then you do get a knee bend here, and then it does hinge forward if you need it to. And then there's another joint right below the shin that you can move as well. So, I mean, there's a ton of different joints on this figure that allow you to just kind of pose him up on the shelf. I've got him sitting with some of my other Revenge of the Fallen figures, like Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime. This is kind of how I have him displayed on the shelf, because this thing's just a hidden gem, and it's just so cool. So there's been my review of Human Alliance Jazz, an interesting figure from the past that, quite honestly, Hasbro can learn a few lessons from on modern engineering. Don't get me wrong, Hasbro puts out good figures nowadays, but they're not built like this. I remember I got this guy in the mail, and I was like, man, this thing's got a good substantial amount of weight to it. I'm dissing Hasbro right now. I'm gonna get sued. They're gonna put a bounty on my head. Yeah, that's funny. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna stop talking, wrap up the video. I hope you all enjoyed. If so, be sure to leave a like, comment what you thought on the video, and be sure to look out for the post or the poll or whatever, and vote for next week's Transformer review, because I will have it out, and it will be on Tuesday, and you will get comedic Transformer reviews every Tuesday, if you want to call it that. Call it what you like. But Transformers Tuesdays is now a thing on this channel, so be sure to be looking out for it. I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more episodes in the near future. That's all from me, Champion Productions, signing off.